Hello, welcome back to my Flosstube. Aloha. I'm wearing one of the shirts Tim and I got while we were in Hawaii. Always makes me feel good, like I'm taking a little travel, even if I'm not. So, welcome to Flosstube number 13. This morning I've been in a crazy nail art. I'm working on a Halloween nail art video. So I've been having so much fun with lots of messy painting creative process, but I want to film a Flosstube for you this morning. So this is Flosstube number 13. I can't believe we've already done 13 Flosstubes. Whew. So that means it's been 26 weeks since I started doing Flosstube and about probably 35 weeks since I fell back in love with cross stitch. So if you've just popped in for this video and you haven't ever clicked on a Flosstube video on my channel before, don't be confused. You are on the Phoebe Moon YouTube channel, which primarily consists of nail polish reviews and Swatchfests and live mixing and occasionally some nail art. But I have also started including a video that is dedicated to my love of cross stitch every other Sunday about. So we're going to be talking about stitchy things today. If you are not interested in that, like you already know for sure you don't like this hobby, well, I'll see you back for the next one. But if you are kind of curious about it, I definitely recommend this is a great hobby if you're looking for something to help you decompress, de-stress, similar in the way that like doing a puzzle, that's not like a really hard puzzle, doing a puzzle or playing Animal Crossing, like it's a slow, methodical, and it's almost like doing a puzzle a little bit because you see the work that you have to do and then you see each little piece and then you put them in one at a time and then the work comes about. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the whips that I have this week. I have 6. A couple of them were new starts, but I am just in the mood to stitch all the Halloween things. I guess there's a couple things that are not Halloween-y. Yes, the item from Mania that we chose randomly last time for me to stitch on, the Bent Creek stars, I stitched on that, and then I stitched on a long dog piece that is not necessarily Halloween-y, but it's called Sneak, and so it feels kind of Halloween-y to me. And then I think that everything else is Halloween-y. So, and it probably will be until after Halloween because that's just the vibe I'm in. So we're going to go ahead and start with my whips. That stands for Works in Progress, and let's work our way through and see how I did. Let's start whips out with Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. I think this is one of 2 Bent Creek kits that I have. I believe that I saw Pam stitch this from Just Keep Stitching, and it just looked so striking and awesome on her channel that I thought, well, this will be a fun one to try from this maker. So here's my progress. I'm going to put up always on the screen the progress that you saw previously. If this was not a fresh start, let's see, this is sideways. There we go. So here is where I'm at after stitching on this for probably just like 2 days this week. I was having a lot of fun. I do enjoy this project. However, it came with a needle, I'm sure, and I don't know where that needle is. So I grabbed a different needle and it just wasn't as fun to work with. I grabbed an embroidery needle that had a little bit of a bigger hole so that the pearl cotton could fit through here, and it was kind of being a pain in the butt. So I need to pick a different needle for next time I pick this up, but I feel like I got a pretty good amount done because I didn't have a ton done before, but I think this pattern is so cute. It even has a little heart in here. But I think when this pattern, when it really comes to life is when you start getting the red stars in there, the 2 different colors of red. So this is a kit. It comes with all of this floss and this burlappy material, and I think that it's really fun. It was not my favorite thing I stitched on this week, but I was glad that I got a little of progress on this for my mania. Working down my manias is what the plan is. So So I said I stitched on all Halloween stuff, but actually I also stitched on this piece from Hello by Liz Matthews, Autumn Cloche. This was another one of the expo pieces that I got that I was really, really excited to start. So I went ahead and started it, even though it wasn't Halloween. And I'm really excited that I did. So I am stitching this on just a plain piece of 40 count, which is not very like me. You know, I like to hand dye my own fabric, but I wanted to keep it kind of plain for this design. I think this is just a piece of 40 count flax, and I am stitching it with the called for MPIs, which I am loving. I think this is my first project that has MPIs. I've done a number of different silks, but MPIs are really, really delicious, and I've just been floss dropping as I go, so I only have these ones on here so far because this is what's been called for in these first two little, what are these, like mums? I've started a butterfly up here, but I really love this pattern. It's so beautiful. I thought that these were going to be, in the image, this looks like it's going to be more blue, as you can see here, but it's actually very, very gray, just like a straight up gray, not a cool tone gray. And in fact, there's some warm in there. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. That's just, it was different than what I had thought. And I forget what this little guy is going to be. Anyway, I am loving it. If you're wondering what's on my nails in this video, this is Hopefully Devoted to You from Moonshine Manny. This is our breast cancer awareness polish for this year, and this is our charity polish where 100% of the proceeds of this polish will go towards breast cancer research. So you can find this on Friday on my website, moonshinemanny.com, along with the rest of the polishes in the Olivia Grease collection, which is celebrating Olivia Newton-John. So yeah, if you're wondering what that is, this is launching on Friday, and you can find more information about that on my channel and on my Instagram, both on the Phoebe Moon 14 Instagram and the Moonshine Manny Instagram. Okay, the next project that I stitched on is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. This pattern, I don't know why I didn't realize, but it's a lot of gray stitching. There's just, I finally got myself in here to do a little bit of a splash of color. I am stitching this with the called for threads, and so, you know, we have a little splash of pumpkin pie in there so far, but everything else is just using the grays so far. I'm stitching this on a piece of hand-dyed, I think this is a 40 count cream, and then I added these colors to it for this pattern, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I will most likely be getting this out again this next 2-week period of time because it is Halloween-y, and that's my vibe right now. So yes, this is Blackbird Designs Away We Ride. The next pattern that I'm working on is from Long Dog Samplers, and this is Sneak. I'm working off of a digital download, and here's how it looks monochromatically if you were to use black floss. But I am using this silk floss from Mrs. Sadis, and this is the colorway Love. And it's going on this kind of matchy fabric where it does have a lot of rose tones in it, and I'm really, really enjoying that. The floss is gorgeous. It's so lovely to stitch with. I am very, very happy with the floss. I think I talked about it last video, but I will link down the description bar below where I went to purchase it again. So I'm really excited for this pattern. I know I'm just like dipping my toe in the top left-hand corner, but I'm really, really loving it, and it's not exactly Halloween, but I've been excited to start this. I had it planned to start for a really long time, and then I finally got that silk in. And as you can see, it's really enjoyable. I actually didn't think that I would be a person who enjoyed stitching alphabets because I always thought it looked kind of boring. But in fact, it's really fun, especially with a variegated silk like this. It's really, really nice. So I am just so excited. I have so much more to do, but with Long Dog, they're definitely one of my favorites. because there's just so much to discover in each pattern. It's so amazing how they're designed. So really, really enjoying this. I don't know if I will pick this back up before my next floss tube because I'll be wanting to stitch more Halloween, but I will miss this a lot until I get it out again. So, and this is just a 40 count. When in doubt, what I'm stitching on is 40 count. Occasionally it's going to be a 36. And then when you see something and you see it's Ada, it'll be on an 18 count Ada. But yeah, just love this one. My next whip was to put in the first creature in the Supernatural Sal from the Witchy Stitcher. And I really love this designer. I love that it's a very approachable piece, but yet somehow looks really fancy because of her design work. And so it makes me feel like I'm maybe doing something harder than I am. So I started with the Siren. I have found that I am enjoying being a top left starter right now. And I'm gonna do another character, or maybe two by the time you see the next video, maybe one a week, because it only takes, you know, probably like a half a day to stitch one of these up. Obviously I'm not sitting for a whole day and stitching for a whole day, but like however much time I've had to stitch every day for the last couple weeks, about half of that time I feel like I could use and do one whole character. So that's also really nice too. And I just love it. I love her little borders she has here that just makes it look so nice. And yeah, it's really, really great. So really love this pattern. This is a hand-dyed piece of, I think it's 16 count Ada. And it worked really well for this piece. I've done the whole border. If you missed my other video where I talked about this, that border took a very long time because it's 4 rows deep, but it's worth it because it looks really, really cool and all the little bats on the side. So, yeah, really loving this Sal. It's not too late to start it. I have 3 or 4 of her Sals. And everything that I have from her website is spooky, but I don't care. I'll stitch on it all year round. It doesn't need to just be Halloween. All right, and my last whip for the week was Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and I started in this square, and so I went back to this square to work some more. There's no possible way I could have this done by this Halloween. I doubt that I'll have it done by next Halloween, but I love this pattern. It's such a joy to stitch on. I just love it. I'm stitching these in DMC, so nothing special. This is also being stitched on a piece of plain, let's see, it says right here, it is Newcastle flax. Yeah, it's flax again. This is a 40 count, and I just love it so much. So I'm really excited. I may pull this back out in the next 2 weeks. I got to take a look at the rest of my Halloween patterns and see if I have time. Because I know for sure, you know, like I couldn't get this done by this Halloween. So I'm not like trying to push to get this done. I just stitch it on what I want to each day. And I love this so much. So I had forgotten how much I enjoy this pattern and this fabric. And the DMCs with it are so nice. So yeah. Such a fan, and I may or may not have finally ordered Halloween Shores at Hawk Run Hollow. I really love that piece as well, and it's been on my 1, 2, 3 wish list for a really long time. So yeah, we don't have that to haul today, but maybe next video. So after whips, we need to look at some kit ups. So I do have some more kit ups, not as many as the last 2 videos, but if you like watching kit ups, I have had some for you in each of the last few. And it's almost as enjoyable to me as when I watch somebody's whips on their video. I almost just as much like watching their kit ups. It's really fun to see what fabric they're choosing, the floss, and the patterns that they're excited to stitch. So I have, I think, 7 or 8 that I'm going to share with you. So let's do that. All right, we're on to the kit up portion of the video. First project that I decided to kit up is Autumn Hill from Rosewood Manor, Karen Kluba. Primarily, I mean, I'm just like, this is so enchanting, this part down here. And as you can see, it looks like it's stitched on a very light cream color. I've decided to stitch it on this. I know this is like kind of a similar color scheme to this, but that's completely outlined, so I think it's going to be great. This is just a piece of 40 count Stormy Night, which already looks, this is just this Weigart linen, but it already looks hand dyed a little bit, so I'm going to leave this one as is. I have all these Sullivan's floss for it, which look lovely on top of this bluish gray. So I haven't floss dropped them, which you're going to notice a pattern. But in any case, I won't be starting this probably till after Halloween, but I have it ready to go. All right, this mess of floss is for English Garden by Teresa Wensler. I have yet to floss drop these. I did do a massive amount of floss dropping this week. What was it for? In any case, I saw this pattern on Blitz Stitch, and he talks about that it's the Teresa Wensler patterns. She's one of his favorite designers, and he just always wants to have one going. I really like his channel, by the way. And so it looks really difficult, but I wanted to give it a try. So lots of beautiful colors here, and I'm stitching it on this piece of hand-dyed, I think this is 36 count cream that I added some very, very light greeny blue and then a little bit of stronger. It just went a little bit stronger, and then there's a tiny splash of indigo thrown in there. But I think it's going to be nice with these. And as you saw, I put the design up on the screen. I don't have immediate plans to start this, but I want to get it started because it's a huge project and I want to get my toe tipped in. And I think that stitching on one of her patterns, I'm going to learn some more new stitches that I haven't tried before. The next pattern that I have kitted up is Riley Harbor by Kathy Barrick. And I just love this design and the cute little houses. I am going to be stitching this with DMCs. It's called for MPIs, but I think the DMCs are so beautiful in this beautiful color here. This is number 3809. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't even see where that falls in here, but I'm so excited that it is in there. So here's the DMCs, and then the fabric is a piece of 40 count flax again, which I have added kind of like a really nice dirty olivey brown a little bit in here, and then I have some eggplant leaning gray in here as well. So I'm really enjoying how that's looking with these flosses. And again, I don't have an immediate plan to start this, but it's so, so beautiful. And when I'm out of the Halloween season, watch out. All right, here is my next pattern and floss and fabric that I'm going to use. This is this adorable new pattern from Teresa Kott for her Patreons, and this is just so cute, and it's little. And I have this fabric from Be Stitch Me. This is the fabric of the month for October, I guess, or was it September? Anyway, I am part of the club where you could get either the color or the neutral, and I got the neutral this month, and I'm really excited actually because the one that she sent me last month is really cool, and I haven't been able to find a piece to put on it yet though because it needs more of a monochrome thing. I'm thinking of a pattern from Prairie Schooler for it maybe, but in any case, I'm getting off topic. So this just uses some DMC and it has some fancy floss, which are on their way to me, but it will be here soon, and this will be another start for right after Halloween. All right, here's my next kit up. This is from GGR, and it says Versiony, I'm not sure. So I'm going to stitch it on this piece of, I think this is 36 count cream, and I hand dyed it using a lot of yellows, roses, well, it's mostly marigold. There's some camel and then some rose in there. So I really like how this looks here, and I was also kind of going for, this image is really yellowed out, and the sampler may not even look like that, but I kind of wanted to stitch it so it looked similar to this. So that's why I did that to my fabric. Also, I cannot find Grecian gold anywhere, so 832 is a pretty good option for you. Heidi found this for me when she was at the Stitchy shop, that this one was pretty similar. So if you're looking for Grecian gold and you can't find it, maybe just use 832. So yes, there's the colors, and yeah, pretty little lady. I'm excited for her. Next kit up that I have, I'm going to put the picture up here on the screen for you. This is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick, and I am using the Vicki Clayton silk pack conversion, and it has all of these beautiful flosses. Let's turn to the side so you can see the colors. This is really pretty. I have this piece of 40 count platinum that I dyed with a little bit of greens and like an olivey vibe, and then some terracotta in here. I think it's going to look really kind of cool on there. I will be starting this directly after Halloween, and I'm hoping it's going to fit on this. I think on one of the sides I have like a smaller margin than I usually like, but I didn't want to go to a fat half for as small of a difference as it was. So anyway, I wish that there was a better way to show you all the colors in these silk packs without taking them all the way out. So in any case, excited for this. I am stitching my Smith sampler from Scarlet House using Vicki Clayton's, and they're really nice. So I was excited to try her flosses again. All right, next up we have The First Day of Christmas from Hello by Liz Matthews. This is a surprisingly small piece, actually, once it's stitched up. And so my plan is to stitch all of these in a row. I believe it goes 3 across and 4 down. If you find the Hello Sal, it's like Hello Christmas Sal or something on Facebook, there is a post in there that shows you how to stitch them all together. It gives a border and it says how many inches you're going to need, what the stitch count is, and everything. Here's the flosses for day one. So they're all going to fit on this one with a little tiny bit of, it has less margin on one side. Anyway, this is a piece of platinum again that I have dyed with some shades of brown and black. And I've decided to go a little darker. So here obviously is like bright white, and then I think it looks really nice like this over the darker tone. So that's kind of what I was playing with. Obviously it's not as dark as that, but some pieces are getting close, some pieces of this fabric. So I'm hoping to look really nice all the way across all the different days. And obviously this is a Christmas stitch, so I will start this shortly after Halloween. All right, this next floss toss is for this pattern here, which is Brenda Keys, the sampler company, and this is the Red House sampler. And I've seen a bunch of Flosstubers stitching this lately, and I just think it is so cute, so cute. So look at the cute couple courting. It's just so sweet. So I have the DMCs for this, and so here is what they look like. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm going to be stitching on this piece of 40 count platinum that I have hand dyed with very light grays on there. They are slightly indigo leaning, but for the most part it's just a slightly mottled gray fabric. Here's the most, that's the deepest it gets, is right there. All right, and the final kit up that I have to share with you today is a chatelaine, and this is the Holland Springtime Garden Mandala. And unless I have measured totally wrong, it doesn't feel like it should fit on this fat quarter, but my measurements say that it will, unless what it's telling me is that it's telling me what the dimensions are I need if I'm stitching over 1, which there's no way I'm going to be stitching over 1 on 40 count. So if for some reason I read that wrong, it will change. The fabric will change, and I'll use this one that I dyed with indigos. There's a little bit of aquamarine in there too. I'll use it for something else, but I only got maybe like 1/10 of the flosses called for this project. There are some dinky dyes and some MPIs, but there's like a lot more. So, Snowy River. Looks like I got 2 of that one. So, anyway, I'm really, really excited for this. I know chatelaines are known to be really hard and labor intensive, but I wanted to give one a try, so this is the one I've chosen. And I'm excited to be stitching on something blue again. You guys know how much I love stitching on blue. So here's what the pattern looks like again. All right, so I have some haul next, some acquisitions. Some of the items that I snagged in the last couple weeks were included in that kit up, but here are some more items. I have some digital downloads and some hard copy purchases that I made. These are all things that I'm really, really excited about. Unless it's got a Halloween or fall vibe, I probably won't be thinking about starting it in the next few months because I'm going to be like laser focused on my Halloween and fall stitching. Try not to judge me with my ridiculous amount of haul that you're about to see. I love cross stitch, what can I tell you? So I snagged this new piece from Barrick. This is Merry Christmas Wishes, and I believe this only uses 2 colors of floss, so that is really kind of nice actually when you want to just sit and stitch something and not have to worry about all your changes all the time. I grabbed the Prairie Schooler. One of my biggest enablers is Heidi from the Stitching Fae, and she was stitching on this and I just thought it was so beautiful. So pretty much everything she stitches I want to stitch. So this is Weatherwise by Prairie Schooler. Here is another Barrick. I don't think I showed this last time, but pardon me if I did. This is called Happy Christmas, and doesn't it look happy? It looks so happy. I just kind of dread stitching this, but I'd rather stitch a mile of black than stitch a mile of white. So these ones are where I'm gonna be like, oh, my stitches. This lovely project, this is the Bluebirds and Bluebells sampler by Laurie Pangoli from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and I must have seen this on somebody's channel, maybe Sarah's Stitchy Spot, maybe Heidi, maybe Saltbox Stitcher, I'm not sure, but it's just so pretty and it has so much blue in it, I just couldn't help myself. This one I just got on a whim one day. This is the first Twin Peak Primitives pattern that I will be trying. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but this is a Pride and Prejudice sampler. So that was particularly intriguing to me. So again, lots of blues. I don't care so much about the pink, but if it has blue in it, it makes me feel happy. So yes. And then look at that big Pemberley. So beautiful. This is another random purchase. I saw somebody stitching this. It was probably Heidi again. I think actually, I feel like I saw this in 3 different Flosstubes this week. So this is At the Met by Nora Corbett. So somebody was stitching this and I was looking at, oh, I think it was Blitz Stitch. And I was looking at his stitching of all of this, and it just looked so pretty. But like I said, I saw this on 3 or maybe even 4 different Flosstubes this week. So I don't have any immediate plans to stitch this. I want to stitch my other Mira first, but it called to me. Another Carriage House samplings. I found a new to me Flosstube this last couple weeks, Stitching Shack or something like that. It will all be linked in the description bar below, and she loves her some Carriage House samplings and has started a lot of them. And so I had added a few things to wish list and eventually just added them to cart. But look how cute. And I feel like to make this look vintage and everything, I would probably want to stitch it on the similar colorway, but I'm very intrigued to stitch it with something else. I just don't know what I want to do yet. What do you think? What color of floss should I stitch this with? Another Carriage House samplings. Carriage House sampling is the same company that does Hawk Run Hollow, and you know I already love them. So Nature's Peace, this is just gorgeous. Those colors in there. So inspired by a road trip through the Rocky Mountains. Isn't that cute? Although, in my opinion, this bear looks like a gorilla or something. Another Carriage House. This one is called Orange Tree Sampler. The colors in this are everything. So, looks like you can do it in MPS or DMC. I don't know. I'll probably end up doing it in DMC. DMC has some really beautiful greens, so. Another Carriage House. This is Sarah Spur. I saw a couple people stitching on this week. And when I say this week, I mean the videos that I watched this week, and they may be really old. So, yeah, I think I saw Rebecca stitching on this, and the lady from the new channel that I just mentioned, and both channels are awesome. So I highly recommend. I'll put all those things down in the bottom, and she just made this skirt look so cool. So excited for that. I got this beautiful Scarlet House pattern called A Changed World, and it just is so beautiful. And I love Scarlet House. I know I didn't get very far on my Smith sampler, but I want to. And I saw this and I needed to have it because I already know how much I love Scarlet House. Speaking of Scarlet House, I think this is the last one from Scarlet House. This is CeCe Smith, CeCe Smith, a Dutch sampler. And it looks to be a little bit smaller, which is good. I am a sucker for fruit bowls. Look at this little rooster in here. So cute. Somebody was stitching on this. It might have been Carol. I'm not sure. But these little plants up at the top, they almost look like caramel apples to me or something somehow. So Teresa Kott, I am a patron of hers on Patreon, and she released new designs for her patrons, but also I took the advantage to snag a couple of older things on her website. So this is just a small Happy Halloween stitch. I don't know if I will stitch this year, but I could probably whip it up pretty quickly. That's not too bad. I also grabbed this one, Land That I Love. I don't think I have any patriotic stitches in the works right now. And I have to admit, I'm not like a hugely patriotic person. Just like on the everyday. But look how cute. I would love to have something to hang in my house that's patriotic. And this is the third design that I got from her, Come to the Garden. And it is beautiful. I'm almost done. I know I just kitted up that other Rosewood Manor, but I am obsessed with this one, possibly even more than Autumn Hill. Paisley Pumpkin. Look at these colors. It just uses DMCs, so that'll be easy peasy. I just love how this looks together. It's so, so nice. Karen Kluba, she's amazing. All right, I got some smalls from Plum Street Sampler, and this one is called Goodness and Thanks and Bitter Crow's Cushion. They look like little ladybugs on there to me. Then I got this Pennsylvania Fractor because I had to, because my husband's from Pennsylvania. And it's just, again, in a little small. Something that I can use for a little bit of extra fabric. Super cute. And another small, this is a cereal bowl collection, and this is lesson 2. Ever faithful, ever kind, firm and generous be thy mind. Then we have Bless Our Land by Plum Street, and this was going along with the patriotic theme there, that huge long flag and the eagles. And the last physical pattern that I picked up in the last 2 weeks is Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. And just look at this huge blue house. I believe I looked up the pattern and these two are the same colors, but there's 3 different shades of blue in here. just in that house. And then look at all of these adorable acorns and the cornucopia here that has a pineapple in it. It's so darling. Okay, so next I want to choose my random project from this last year's Mania, 2022. If you don't know what Mania is, go back to the beginning of my channel and you can watch the Mania videos and see what the heck I was doing. But basically I started a whole bunch of stuff in May. And I didn't get very far in any of them because I started a different one every single day. And so I am enjoying choosing a random project with you, which I'm going to do right now using a random generator, and then have that as one focus piece for like a couple days this next 2 weeks to see if I can make some progress. So let's find out what that project is going to be. Now is the time when we will spin the wheel. So if you remember the last 3 weeks or videos, so actually 6 weeks then, I have used this random generator to pick a new project to start from my Mania, not to start, to restart or pick back up that I haven't messed with since last May. So far I've done the fox and so far I've done the fox, A Year in the Woods. I have done Half the Fun from Ink Circles, and I've done Flag of Stars. So that is 4, 9, and 11. And weirdly enough, those numbers keep getting picked, even though I'm using a randomizer. So let's see what happens. 14. Okay, good. 14 is Halloween Quaker. Well, that is such a huge coincidence because I was already going to stitch on that this week. If you are lacking in floss tubes to watch, I will link some in the description bar below. I have some of my very favorites. That includes Stitching Faye, Saltbox Stitcher, and Sarah's Stitchy Spot are some of my faves. I rediscovered a floss tube this last couple weeks that I hadn't watched in like 6 months because she took a little break, but I am so excited that she put up a new video. I'm going to link a few more down there that I didn't, I'll link the ones that I just listed for you in case you're brand new to my floss tube and want to know who some of my faves are. Virginia Stitcher, she's also another one of my faves, but I will link a bunch more down there as well in case you're just really hungry for some more floss tubes to watch. Here are some that I was watching this week that were new to me as well. So I'm going to list some of my faves and some that were a little bit new. Okay, as far as plans for the week, let me put my thinking cap on here. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely want to stitch another little character from the Witchy Stitcher Supernatural Sal. I love that project. I feel like it's also maybe a decent beginner project. So if you are brand new or you want to get back into it, maybe the reason I feel that way is because it's one of the only pieces right now that I'm stitching on Ada, and Ada is easier for beginners because you can see the holes and it's like a lot easier to track where you need to go. The fabric is sometimes stiffer, which can sometimes be easier, but also the way that she designed that pattern, and probably a lot of her stitch alongs, I have 3 of them, but she has a lot. The way that she designs it, I feel like is just, it's a little bit more graphic, and I feel like a little bit easier to follow. So anyway, if you're looking for something Halloween-y to stitch, I will link her Etsy shop down below, and also all the other things that I've mentioned. If I know where you can go to shop for it, I will link it down below. So I'll definitely do another character on that, and unfortunately, unless I did like 3 characters a week, I don't think I could finish by Halloween. But that's okay, because I'm the type of person who likes Halloween-y things all year round, kind of. So, but I'm definitely going to stitch on that more. I've been missing my spring montage, I have to admit, but I don't know if I'll stitch on that right now because I want to do Halloween things. So I feel that I want to get back to my Tiny Modernist Halloween. Do you guys remember when I was stitching on that, like very beginning of my floss tube? And I want to put a little bit more into that, but wow, I would have to do a lot of work on that to get that done by Halloween. I want to work on my Halloween Quaker. I want to start the Autumn Lane piece that has like the kids and the witches. I'll pop a picture up. I really want to start that, so hopefully I'll start that by this next week, and then we'll just have to see. I am definitely the type of stitcher where I don't want to like force myself to work on anything in particular. I just want to feel what I'm interested in stitching that day, because I'm a process stitcher. I doubt that I'm ever going to be the kind of person that's like, I really want to get this done for this specific time so it can hang up. For me, it's more about the process of it that is helping me de-stress. So any aspect of stitching that makes me feel stressed in any way is not going to be where I go towards. I'm going to go towards the part that is very relaxing for me, which is just decide what you want to stitch that day and stitch it. So that is my plan for this week. I really appreciate you stopping by for this video. If you want to watch nail polish things, I'll have some nail polish videos for you this week. We're going to look at fall trends. I think I said that last time, but I finally actually filmed it, so we are going to do that. And maybe my Halloween nail art tutorial. It's not just these nails. I tried out 4 different easy nail art tutorial videos, and we can see which ones are actually easy, which one was the most fun, things like that. So, and we're going to have some more reviews this week. So definitely stop back on by. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope that you had some fun and you got some stitching done while you were watching me. And share with me what your favorite project is you're working on right now in the comments below. And I will talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye.